You want to hear this? Keep in mind the path to making yourself better, guided by your ultimate goal. Picture living your whole life thinking that every problem or tough moment was actually preparing you for something bigger. Now, this might seem like just one of those quotes you quickly pass by on social media, but what if I told you it's more than just a motivational line? It's based on a very old way of thinking that has lasted for a long time. I'm talking about Stoicism, a way of thinking that teaches us not just to get through tough times, but to welcome them, turning our challenges into our strengths. Today, we're taking a close look at Stoicism, finding out how its ancient wisdom can not only help us find light in our darkest moments, but also serve as a day-to-day guide to live a meaningful and strong life. No matter if you're dealing with personal issues, work-related problems, or just the day-to-day messiness of life, the lessons from Stoicism provide a map not just to get by, but to really do well. They show us that the secret to a rewarding life doesn't lie in changing what happens to us, but in changing how we react to it. So, if you've often felt like you're struggling against a strong current, if you've been searching for calm in the chaos, or if you're simply interested in how old wisdom can shed light on our current lives, then you're in the perfect spot. Come along as we dive into using Stoicism's teachings to turn our hurdles into our most impressive wins, aiming to live purposefully, with honesty, and an unbeatable spirit. Let's start this adventure together, figuring out how to make the barriers we face into the steps toward our most significant growth. As we go on this journey of change, I encourage you to click that subscribe button and join us for the whole video. Every piece is designed to motivate and strengthen you, and you'll definitely want to catch every bit of this impactful journey. Ever found yourself just going with the flow, not reaching what you know you could? It's something many of us experience, moving through life, sometimes for days or years, without challenging the limits we've placed on ourselves. But now, we ask the powerful question, why not, to take center stage. This simple question might seem small, but it can peel away the layers of satisfaction and fear that stop us. Now, let's mix in a bit of Stoicism. The Stoics didn't just sit around and watch life pass by. They were active, always checking on their lives, choices and actions, with an eye for goodness and making themselves better. When coming across a tough spot or a choice to be made, a Stoic would wonder, why not choose the route that leads to personal growth? This isn't about taking risks without thinking. It's about making thoughtful, intentional decisions that match your deepest values and your true self. So, when you're standing at a fork in the road, unsure or hesitant about diving into something new or stepping up your game, stop and think, why not? Why not go after that higher position, kick off that project, or jump towards your dreams? It's at these crucial moments that our paths are formed. But here's the interesting part. Asking why not isn't just about tackling what's in front of us. It's also about facing the stories we tell ourselves that hold us back. It's about questioning the doubts, the fear of failing, and the ease of staying where we are. It's a nudge to go beyond just getting by and to grab hold of the incredible potential for greatness within you. Think of all the Stoic figures you've learned about, like Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, who saw challenges as chances to get better. They didn't settle for a comfortable life. They pursued a life of moral strength, resilience, and outstanding personal achievement. And that's what you're doing when you ask why not? You're stepping into the battle, ready to fully embrace life, to grow, learn, and come out stronger and more insightful. Next time you find yourself pausing, remember you've got the power to change the story. You have the strength to go beyond what you think is possible. Take on the Stoic way of thinking. Ask yourself, why not? and discover how far your curiosity, bravery, and dedication can lead you. In Stoicism, this tireless quest for getting better fits right in with the idea of prokopton, aiming for steady progress and being okay with being a work in progress. The Stoics focused on what was in their power, their virtues, actions, and how they reacted to what happened around them. They weren't chasing perfection, but progress. And that's what I encourage you to pursue: constant progress. Think about it. Getting better is central to all things that matter. Whether it's improving your skills, making your relationships stronger, or finding inner calm, the key to a rewarding life is growth. When you're driven to improve, you naturally line up with the Stoic value of mastering yourself. You're on a mission to be the best version of yourself, not for praise or approval from others, but because it's the truest way to live by your values. However, being driven to improve isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about adopting a kind yet persistent approach to your development. It's about acknowledging the small wins while aiming for the next big breakthrough. And sure, there will be hurdles and mistakes. But in the spirit of Stoicism, you'll view these not as setbacks, but as precious lessons and milestones on your journey to getting better. So how do you develop a passion for getting better? Begin by making clear, purposeful goals that truly reflect what's important to you. Spend time each day thinking about your choices and actions, questioning how they line up with your goals for growth. See challenges as chances to push your boundaries and learn. And above all, remain curious and open, always ready to tweak and improve your method. Keep in mind, the path to getting better never ends. There's always more to discover, another skill to get the hang of, another good quality to adopt. It's in this continuous journey that we find our deepest joy and satisfaction. Let's commit to this drive to improve, not just as a goal to achieve, but as a way of living. As we walk this road together, let's encourage and motivate each other to climb higher, to become the creators of our fates, and to approach each day with intention, excitement, and a relentless drive for growth. Stoics are celebrated for their toughness, their consistency, and their unwavering dedication to their principles. When they decide to pursue something, they put their whole heart into it, not for applause or recognition, but because they believe that such complete dedication is the core of a life filled with virtue and meaning. They don't engage with their responsibilities or passions half-heartedly. Instead, they invest their whole selves into what they do, living by the idea that the value of our efforts is not measured by the results, but by how committed we are. To give everything you've got means directing all your energy, attention, and effort towards your pursuits, no matter what they are. It means waking up every day with the decision that you won't just drift through life, but actively mold your future with your thoughts, decisions, and actions. It's about not only having big dreams, but taking bold, decisive action to make those dreams a reality, moving forward even when the journey is full of obstacles and uncertainties. Here's an important idea. Doing your best isn't just about the things you do, it's also about how you do them. It means being honest, passionate, and true in everything you do, like your work, spending time with people you care about, and working on becoming a better you. It means really being there and putting your heart into it, whether you're working on something with family and friends, or thinking about how to grow as a person. And when tough times come, because they always do, it's about standing strong and moving forward, using your own strength to overcome challenges. So how can you start to really give it your all? First, figure out what's really important to you, what you value most, what goals you hold dear, and what you're truly passionate about. Then, go after these things with everything you've got. Aim high and try to reach those goals every day. not because you feel you have to, but because you really want to live fully and truly. Remember, giving your all isn't just something you do once, it's how you live every day. It's a choice you make all the time, with every action you take. And by living this way, you'll find that you're not just moving toward your goals, but also filling your life with meaning and purpose. So, let's promise to walk this path together, encouraging and motivating each other to put in our best, to live passionately and purposefully, and to build a life of greatness and goodness that lasts. Because in the end, it's not just about what we achieve, but about who we become along the way. We're surrounded by distractions, temptations, and plenty of reasons to lose our way. But the real magic happens when you stick to your path, despite everything trying to pull you away. By doing this, you're standing up for something bigger. You're respecting your journey, your values, and most importantly, yourself. The Stoics believed that life is full of distractions that can lead us away from our true purpose, but they also understood the importance of sticking to your path, of being consistent in following your principles and goals. For the Stoics, keeping on your path was not just about achieving things, it was about maintaining your integrity and who you are as a person. What does it mean for you to stay on your path? It means being sure about where you're headed in life, knowing your values, what you're working towards, and the type of person you aim to be. It's about setting your direction and following it, even when times get tough and the journey becomes difficult. But here's the important thing: staying on your path doesn't mean you can't change or adjust. Life is full of surprises, and being true to your path also means being flexible, learning from what happens to you, and making changes when needed. The key is to ensure these changes reflect your fundamental values and long-term goals. How can you make sure you're staying on your path? It begins with knowing yourself well. Take time to think about your values, your aims, and your vision for your life. Write them down, look at them regularly, and let them guide you. Develop the discipline to make choices that fit with your path, even when it's hard or others might not agree. And remember, being resilient is crucial. When you face hurdles or setbacks, see them as chances to grow stronger and more committed to your journey. We're often told to focus on the end goal, judging success by what we achieve. But what if letting go of being attached to outcomes could actually give us more freedom and power? This is where the wisdom of the Stoics really helps, offering a fresh way to see life and success. The Stoics remind us that some things are in our control and others are not. We can control our efforts, intentions, and attitudes, but the results? They often depend on factors beyond our control. Obsessing over outcomes can lead to frustration, disappointment, and sadness because we're holding on to something we can't fully control. Shifting your focus away from outcomes means putting your heart and effort into what you do, doing your best in your work, personal goals, or relationships. It's about being fully involved in the process, facing challenges, and learning from them without worrying too much about the final outcome. Imagine the freedom of doing your work with enthusiasm and care, not for the rewards or praise it might get you, but because you truly believe in what you're doing. This is a key idea from Stoic philosophy, finding joy and meaning in your actions themselves, rather than just the results they might lead to. To be clear, not being focused on outcomes doesn't mean you don't care about success or forget to set goals. It's about rethinking what success means, focusing on your own actions and who you are. Were you honest, brave, and committed? Did you learn and improve? These are the real signs of success, according to Stoicism. How can you start to adopt this way of thinking? Begin by thinking about what you value and the type of person you want to become. Set your goals with these ideas in mind, aiming more for personal qualities and actions than for external rewards. When you start worrying about results, remind yourself of what you can actually control, your efforts and your mindset. Think of your life as a mirror, reflecting not just what you show the world, but what's inside you too. If you're full of negativity, fear, or resentment, these feelings will affect your experiences and how you connect with others. On the other hand, if you focus on building qualities like kindness, toughness, and honesty, these traits will light up your life, drawing in good things and meaningful relationships. The Stoics put a lot of emphasis on building a strong, virtuous character, understanding that this is the real basis for a fulfilling life. They knew you can't control everything around you, but you can control who you are in that environment. By focusing on being your best self, you naturally create a life that's a reflection of those good qualities. To live by the principle of you become what you are, start by regularly looking inward. Reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and actions, kindly yet honestly identifying areas for growth. Work on developing virtues that speak to you, like bravery in tough times, dedication in reaching your goals, or kindness towards others. This isn't about being flawless or avoiding errors. It's about being aware of your inner world and how it shows up outside. It means trying your best to make your actions reflect your deepest values and beliefs, even when it's hard. And when you stumble, which happens to everyone, it's about picking yourself up with humility and the willingness to learn and keep improving. Adopting this Stoic approach lets you shape your life. You understand that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you have great control over how you react and who you decide to be. And as you live up to your highest standards, you'll see the world around you start to mirror that excellence and richness. Now, consider the challenges you've encountered. We all face them, big or small. It's natural to feel upset, discouraged, or even hopeless at first. But what if we saw these challenges as hidden opportunities for growth and learning? That's the core of this Stoic belief. The Stoics didn't ignore the real pain and struggle that difficulties can cause, but they also saw that within every challenge is the chance for something just as good or even better. It's not the challenge itself that shapes our life, it's how we respond to it. By viewing each obstacle as an opening, we move from feeling like victims of our situation to being powerful creators of change. To put the idea of "the obstacle is the way" into action in your everyday life, begin by changing how you see challenges. When you come across a hurdle, stop to consider, what can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? Instead of letting obstacles wear you down, see them as chances to grow your resilience, creativity, and determination. Understand that the most fulfilling journeys often have the toughest climbs. The hardships you face, the barriers you move past, and the persistence you show all play a part in building your character and your story. Every challenge is a chance to practice qualities like patience, bravery, and flexibility, making you tougher and more insightful. Also, overcoming challenges usually means thinking in new ways and being open to exploring uncharted territory. It's during these tough times that we're encouraged to broaden our perspectives, think creatively, and uncover abilities we didn't know we had. By adopting a Stoic attitude towards obstacles, we learn to be thankful for the personal growth they bring. We start to value the entire journey with its ups and downs, understanding that the deepest insights often come from overcoming difficulties. In the vastness of life, it's easy to feel like our small efforts can't possibly make a big difference. But remember, every major achievement is made up of smaller parts, each shaped by individual actions that might seem minor on their own. The Stoics remind us that we might not have control over the big picture, but we do have control over our actions in each moment. They encourage us to concentrate on the present, to do what's right and necessary now, without getting overwhelmed by the magnitude of our goals or too focused on the end result. The thought of try to do even a little motivates us to take part in life actively and with purpose, no matter how small our actions might be. How can we follow this idea? Start by dividing your big dreams into smaller, easier pieces. Focus on what you can do right now, today, even if it's just a tiny move ahead. It's the effort and consistency that count, not the magnitude of each action. Every little step serves as a crucial component, laying the groundwork for achieving your broader ambitions. This Stoic perspective also teaches us to find worth and meaning in the journey itself, rather than focusing solely on the destination. By concentrating on doing whatever small thing we can, we become more grounded, engaged, and often more productive. We start to value the path we're on, with its various challenges and opportunities, understanding that real growth and satisfaction come from our everyday actions and mindset. Adopting this viewpoint helps us develop humility and resilience. We accept that while we're not omnipotent, we still have significant influence and capacity. We learn to be inventive, to adjust, and to keep going, even when our progress feels slow or unseen. In a society where success is frequently judged by material possessions, professional titles, or the number of social media followers, it's easy to forget what's genuinely important. But what if we reconsidered our definitions of success? The Stoics show us that true success isn't about gathering things or seeking external validation. It's about building a solid character, living in harmony with nature, and performing our duties as individuals. Success is being truthful, fair, brave, and wise, no matter our situation. This way of thinking about success is truly powerful because it puts control back into our hands. We might not have any say over the economy, job market, or what people think of us, but we can always manage our own virtues and actions. So, how do we begin to shift our view of success? It starts with some deep thinking. Spend time reflecting on what really matters to you and the kind of person you aim to be. Think about the traits you admire in others and want to embody yourself. Then, create goals that match these values, concentrating on your own development and how you can make a positive difference in the lives of others. Redefining success also involves valuing the journey, not just the destination. Celebrate your hard work, resilience, and the strides you make, even if they don't result in instant gratification. Remember, success in Stoic terms is as much about how you handle obstacles and setbacks as it is about reaching your goals. It's about keeping your integrity and staying calm, no matter what's happening around you. Moreover, reshaping your idea of success can bring more joy and satisfaction. When you stop seeking approval from outside, you have more room to focus on what truly makes you happy and fulfilled. You might discover that striving for moral excellence and engaging meaningfully with the world around you is more fulfilling than any external success could be. In a world that often focuses on getting approval and validation from others, it's easy to lose sight of who we are, to stray from our fundamental values and goals in the quest to be liked. But Stoicism offers a strong counter to this outward focus, reminding us that our value and our choices should be based on our own standards and virtues, not on the changing opinions of others. The Stoics teach us that constantly seeking approval can trap us, making us dependent on others' opinions and judgments for our actions and self-worth. However, when we free ourselves from this need for external approval, we discover a deep sense of freedom and authenticity. We start to live according to our own values and beliefs, chasing what we truly find meaningful without worrying about popularity or applause. So, how can we begin to separate our actions from the need to be liked? It all starts with building a strong self-awareness. We need to understand why we do what we do, identifying whether our actions are for others' approval or if they reflect our true selves. This process demands honesty and self-examination, but it's essential for a more genuine and satisfying life. Then, we must grow to trust our own decisions and insights. The Stoics stress the role of reason and wisdom in guiding us. By believing in our reasoning and ensuring our actions reflect our thoughtful convictions, we become less reliant on others' validation. We can confidently stand by our decisions, even if they go against the grain, because we know they're rooted in our core values. Accepting that not everyone will like us is crucial too. It's natural and unavoidable. We're all different with our own beliefs, values, and outlooks. Pleasing everyone would mean constantly changing ourselves to meet their expectations, which would only lead us to lose who we are. By prioritizing authenticity and staying true to ourselves, we draw in relationships that are built on real respect and shared values. And when we encounter criticism or rejection, we can find comfort in knowing that we're living with integrity, faithfully adhering to our Stoic principles. In a world that's always asking for our time, attention, and energy, learning to say no is a vital skill. It's not just about turning down things we don't want to do. It's about saying yes to our priorities, our values, and our independence. Stoicism shows us the importance of concentrating on what's really important and under our control, and sometimes that means saying no to requests, opportunities, or demands that don't fit with our fundamental values. The Stoics taught the importance of living in tune with nature, which means understanding and respecting our own limitations. They knew that our time and energy are limited and that we need to be careful about how we use them. Saying no is an essential way to make sure we're focusing on what's truly meaningful and good for us, rather than just what's immediate or asked of us. Admittedly, saying no can be tough. It takes bravery, especially if we're used to trying to make others happy, or if we're worried about missing out or letting people down. But the Stoic way encourages us to trust our own judgment and make choices based on logic and integrity, not out of fear or the need to fit in. When we say no with a sense of peaceful certainty, we're not just turning down an offer. We're clearly showing what matters to us and how dedicated we are to living genuinely. So, how can we get better at this? It begins with being clear about what you believe in, what you value, and what you're aiming for. Having a solid understanding of your direction and principles makes it easier to see which requests match your journey and which don't. And remember, saying no doesn't have to be unfriendly or aggressive. It can be gentle and respectful, showing appreciation for the invitation, but confidently declining. Getting used to saying no can actually feel freeing. It saves you from taking on too much, letting you focus on what's truly important. Learning to say no also enhances your self-respect, as you begin to honor your own needs and limits. And perhaps surprisingly, it can lead to more respect from others, who will see your clear sense of purpose and integrity. How can one truly embrace letting go indifferently? It involves recognizing and embracing the difference between what is within our control and what isn't. We have power over our efforts, attitudes, and virtues, but not over the results, other people's actions, or the unpredictable nature of life. When we fully understand this, we start to liberate ourselves from the frustration, worry, and disappointment that come from holding on to things outside our control. Letting go with indifference doesn't mean we stop caring about everything. It means we care deeply about the right things, the things within our control, and accept everything else calmly. It's about focusing our energy wisely, putting our passion and efforts into our actions, and releasing our attachment to outcomes. Imagine how much freer you'd feel if you weren't weighed down by every minor setback or caught up in situations that don't align with your essential duties and values. This freedom is what Stoicism offers, a way to peace and resilience no matter what comes our way. So, how can we learn to let go indifferently? It begins with mindfulness, being aware of our reactions and gently reminding ourselves to differentiate between what we can control and what we cannot. Mastering this skill also requires practice, like anything else worth learning. We can start with the small, everyday irritations and then move on to tackle larger issues. Through this practice, we'll likely notice something incredible. The less we attempt to control what's beyond our control, the more command we gain over ourselves and how we react. We'll experience newfound peace and clarity, even amidst turmoil. As we navigate life's journey with Stoic wisdom, we realize our true power comes from within, our capacity to choose our reactions, to prioritize what's genuinely important, and to release what we cannot hold on to with dignity. Remember, the road to serenity and happiness doesn't lie in external achievements or material wealth, but in developing virtues, resilience, and inner calm. Thank you for walking this path with me today, for being a vital part of the Stoic journey. I encourage you to continue exploring and deepening your understanding by engaging with additional resources. Together, we become stronger, more insightful, and more anchored in the values that steer us toward a fulfilling and meaningful life. As we keep following Stoicism, we learn more about how our choices each day shape our lives. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. Every small thing we do is like a seed. Some days, it feels like we're just watering the ground and nothing's happening. But with time and patience, those seeds begin to grow. This is what Stoicism is about, trusting the process and believing that each step we take is moving us towards something good, even if we can't see it yet. So, how do we know we're planting the right seeds? It begins with asking ourselves, what really matters to me? Whether it's being kind, honest, or learning new things, once we figure out what's important, we can start making choices that match these values. And sure, there will be hard days, days when everything seems to go wrong and we feel down. But Stoicism teaches us it's not about avoiding these days, it's about how we handle them. Do we give up, or do we get back up, learn, and keep moving? That's when we discover our real strength. Living a Stoic life doesn't mean giving up on dreams or goals. It means focusing on doing our best every day instead of worrying about the end result. It's about enjoying the journey with all its good and bad parts and learning from it. As we keep going on this journey together, let's remind each other to concentrate on what we can control, what we do, think, and feel. Let's encourage each other to tackle challenges bravely and find happiness in the small things. Every day is a chance to grow, get better, and take another step toward the person we aim to be. Thanks for being on this journey with me. Let's keep learning, growing, and supporting each other. Together, we can handle life's challenges with wisdom, grace, and a bit of Stoic bravery. Remember, it's not just about where we're heading, but who we become along the way. Let's make this journey worthwhile, filling our days with actions that matter, strong relationships, and a constant effort to be our best selves. Thanks for watching till the end. As always, until next time.